Hey guys, welcome back to Grover Home. We are going to be doing a haul video. We haven't done one in a minute. This is probably going to be 3 parts. I have a ton of stuff to get through, so I can sort it and get it listed. And it's been kind of crazy busy. I'm also going to give you a little tip on delisting and relisting that I figured out this month that I think will make your life easier and you'll spend less money. So first off, most of the stuff we got is from estate sales. We did get some stuff from thrift stores. Kind of going to be a mix of everything. So let's get through it really fast. So first off, there's always Jason's random buys. And he bought all of these figures. They're the big tall ones. These ones will sell in good condition for like 15 to 20. These probably are going to be like $10 a piece. He only paid $1 for all of each of them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I'll probably lot them up and just sell them all together for like 30 bucks to just be done with them real fast. Another one of Jason's random picks. It's a Beanie Baby, Bat Beanie Baby. It still has the tags. He swears it's worth $30. I don't know. I'm lucky to get 10 out of this guy. But get into some of my toy finds. Vintage Barbie Corvette. This pink one. Any vintage Barbie stuff, especially if it's like 80s, 90s, is like pretty hot right now. And you're going to get pretty good money for them. Just keep in mind that the shipping is going to be higher, so you kind of got to keep your prices decent. This one goes between $20 to $30. I picked it up for $3. So that one's a good pickup. Any of the 80s to 90s Barbie stuff, definitely be on the lookout for. We have a Chi curling iron. This is a brand you're going to want to pick up if you see cheese. I only paid $2 for it. I always test it at the thrift store to make sure they work. They have outlets there specifically for it for you. And this one sells brand new for like 70 something dollars. So obviously people are going to be looking for it on eBay. They're going to sell in the $20 to $30 range for most of these cheese. We have books. We have a Concordance Holy Bible. This is an old one, kind of falling apart. These ones, you can usually get some decent money out of them. We got it at an estate sale for like 50 cents, so worth picking up. We also got a whole bunch of Disney books. Walt Disney's America, Stories from Other Lands, Great Moments of Fiction, Fantasy on Parade, and Walt Disney Fun Favorites. I'm going to lot these all up and sell them as lots. I'm probably going to sell them in 2 lots where the books kind of match the series. Probably $10 a piece, so probably 20 and 30. I paid like 25 cents a piece for these books, so like under $2, and I might make $50 off of them. So that's always a good pick. Be on the lookout for some vintage Disney is worth it, some is not. The biggest thing I found with vintage Disney books is selling them in lots. That's how you sell them. If you try and sell them individually, they just don't go for the prices people have them listed for. This fun little activity set. This one is probably only going to go for like $10, $12, but it was an Avon one. It was in an estate sale and it was super cheap, so I picked it up. It should go pretty fast. We have a VCR. Always like picking these up. This one's a Zenith. It didn't have the remote, so it's not going to go for as much money as some of the other ones. We only paid $6 for it. We did test it at the thrift store to make sure it worked and it spit out everything. So they're going for like $20, $25. So pretty good. These sell really fast for me. Just people can't find VCRs anymore, so they love them. Another random Jason find. Jurassic World mugs. He was convinced to buy these that they would be worth so much money. I believe they were like $12 a piece. Let me see. Yeah, they're like 16 a piece. I might just sell them as a set together for like 20 just to sell them really fast. They were only like $1 a piece, so $2 to 20 is great. Sometimes selling the fast stuff is worth it. This little vintage doll, we picked her up at an estate sale. She was kind of a weird one, has almost that Raggedy Ann look to her, and I couldn't find her anywhere. So we figured I can probably get like $15-20 out of her. And she was like super cheap. It was kind of like fill boxes and get a whole bunch of stuff for cheap at this estate sale. This is a Halloween and it's a gimme. We picked it up for $1. This one is worth about $30. Probably end up in the 20-something dollar range. A lot of them are listed for 30, but what you list and what you get are generally two different things. Some fun things we picked up are these rings. They're like fan rings. So they're not like the actual person's rings, but they're from different colleges and stuff. And so you buy them as a fan for like when they went to a championship or something like that. And they sell brand new for like in the hundreds, and they sell on eBay for like $20. The guy was selling them for like $5 a piece if you bought 3 of them. So we just bought 3. It was kind of more of a funny buy. And so we'll see how this goes. It was just more to see. Some of the times this kind of stuff, fan stuff, actually does really well for us. An Atari stick. I have no way of testing this. Untested, they're selling for like $13-15. They're not a high dollar thing, but it was at an estate sale for like $1. So I was like, well, we'll get it. We'll sell it, see what happens. So this is funny. This is from like the 1980s. And this is the phone. And these actually sell for like a decent amount of money because you can use them. So it's $80 if it was complete. It's missing the cord on the bottom, but you could buy a replacement cord, so I'm not stressed about that. But who knows? We could get $50-60 out of this really easily. I think we only paid a couple bucks for it. This was one Jason bought that was worth buying, so we got it. We got a bag of ornaments. This is a whole bunch of random ornaments. I only paid like $1 for it. It's a whole bunch of the little like wooden ones and then these decoupage ones. So I can break it up into like 2 or 3 lots of ornaments based off of what's in here. And I'll probably make $15 for each lot. So probably $30 per bag for $1. I love bagged ornaments. You can usually find some gems in them. Or you can lot them up and sell them really fast for cheaper. I'm gonna pick up the Nemo, of course, every time it's Disney, the Hallmark, 75 cents. This will probably sell like $10-12. Not a huge dollar one, but people look for this kind of stuff at Christmas. More Hallmark. This one's the vintage tree trimmer collection. These ones will sit for a little longer, but if somebody has a collection or is looking to finish their collection, they'll buy these. So it's probably going to be about $12-15. I paid less than $1 for it, so worth picking up. These vintage Kurt Adler, I couldn't find the exact ones, but they're just little birds that clip onto the tree. They're probably worth about $18-20. I paid $1 for them at an estate sale, so worth the pickup on them. We have mini building blocks, the White House. This isn't like Legos. These are just like an off-brand. But this one, they're selling at the store for $28 on eBay, sealed and unopened, about $15-20, and these are sealed unopened. So new in box. I love new in box stuff. It makes it so much easier to list. It just goes so much faster. We have this ornament. It's Dillard's trimmings. So it's a vintage ornament, and these ones, they're like $15 for me. They actually do pretty well, these big ones. People like to collect them. It's hand blown. Looks like, yeah, about $13-15. So pretty good pickup on that. Another one of Jason's random pickups. This is a tape dispenser, a Scotch tape dispenser. I think there's actually tape in here. And he only paid like $1 at an estate sale for this. And they're listed for $15-20. So it's kind of random, but sometimes these office supplies sell really good, like swing line staplers for some reason sell really well. New in box, some brakes, $1. They sell for about $15–20. So easy sell. This is an automatic card shuffler. This one we picked up at that estate sale where everything was super cheap. Only paid like $1 for it. These sell for about $20. So we'll get that one up and listed this week actually. Some fun stuffies, holiday ones. Rudolph always sells good. These little animated ones. I usually can get about 20 something dollars for Rudolph. This one will probably go about 18 for him. They were $1 a piece, so easy pickups for that. Not sure about this one. It's a Thunderbird beanie bear. So Jason swears it's a $300 beanie bear. It's probably going to be like a $10 one. Another one, this one's a vintage one. We got it for $1.50. It'll probably go $15–20. Where it's smaller, probably closer to the $15 range. And I got a Jellycat with tags at the thrift store. I just was like, one of the carts came out and everybody was scrambling, and I just kind of reached across and I went for a purse and somebody grabbed the purse from underneath my hand. So I just kind of kept grabbing and grabbed him. Walked away from the car, kind of looking at it, thinking I wasn't going to get it, and I looked at the tag, and it was a Jellycat, and I was so excited because I have been trying to manifest a Jellycat into my life. So he sells for about $30, new with the tags, 30 to 40, and I believe I paid like $1.50 or something at the thrift store for him. So that's a great find. BYU Barbie, we picked her up at the estate sale that was super cheap. I think we only paid $1. She's not worth a ton, especially without the box. So maybe $15 at the most. Obviously, sometimes these go easy with the colleges and sometimes they don't. We got some fun old belt buckles. I believe this one, it's made in the USA. It's like worth like $15 or something. But I got a Budman belt buckle. I got a whole bunch of Budman stuff at an estate sale. And this one's worth about $36. So that one's pretty cool. I also got Budman salt and pepper shakers. So I know I always say I don't pick up salt and pepper shakers, but I couldn't resist these guys because these I paid only like $2 for them at the same estate sale, and they're listed for like they sold for $49. So there's other ones listed for $145, but I'm going to go with the conservative that they're going to be more in the 40 something dollar range. They're even listed in the 90s. So we'll probably get 40 something dollars out of them, which is great. I'm ecstatic about that. This random Revolutionary War, Jason picked it up for $3. Sometimes I argue these things, sometimes I let it go. This is going for, I don't know. I can't even find it anymore. I shows up, but it's sold on Etsy, which aren't great because Etsy prices are usually higher, but $19 on Etsy, so for $3, and I probably get 15 out of it. Probably a good pickup. Budman stuff. I got all of these stickers. I can't even express to you how many stickers are here. Anyways, I paid like $20 for all of these, and there's easily more than 20. And each of these stickers sell for like $15 a piece. So I'm probably going to lot them up and do a multi-listing so they'll just keep selling, and it'll just be one of those that just like gives me a continual revenue on them, which is great. That saves you on your listings themselves. That's one of the things I was going to touch about with delisting and relisting is when you're delisting and relisting, you are getting the insertion fee. So the more things you can get that are the same, it hires your inventory without increasing your insertion fees. And this is a Department 56. It's new in box. It's like a little candy cookie thing. I couldn't find this exact one. I'm betting $15 to $20 for this. So when you're delisting and relisting, pay attention to when your item is renewing. So now I go through, and when I delist and relist, I do it by the renewal date, and I do it, anything that's going to renew in the next day or two are the things that I delist and relist. Because if you wait and it renews itself and then you delist it and relist it, you pay the insertion fee twice. But if you do it the first time before it actually renews, then you only do the insertion fee once, and then you don't double the amount of things that you've listed that month. And so then you don't go over your maximum. If 250 is free, if you're paying for the basic plan, it's 1,000 plus 1,600 special category or something. So that will save you from ending up at the end of the month paying like 25 cents a listing. And Star Wars. If you want more information on that delisting and relisting and the insertion fee, let me know and we'll do a special video about it. But it's kind of a hack I figured out this month, and it's saving me on my fees for sure. Last month we went over, and I only paid like $1 for all my relistings, but I'm probably gonna up my shop here in a minute. I paid like $2 for this. It's sealed new in box. It sells for $24. So pretty good pickup on that one. It's like vintage, but not vintage vintage, if that makes sense. It's not like 70s, it's like 90s kind of thing. Sesame Street little radio. It's probably only worth like $13, $15. We still need to test it, make sure it works. But this kind of thing's cute, fun to pick up. We always pick these up. This one was $7. We double checked that it works and there's no holes in it. I'll inflate it when I take pictures, but for $7, and I'm going to sell it in the 30 something dollar range. Easy. The smaller ones I always sell for 30 something dollars. Big ones can go for hundreds of dollars. So I always pick those up. Another small one. This one's actually new. It was never used. I only paid $5 for it at a sale, and so I will probably get it listed in the 30 something dollar range for it. Random Nutcracker. This one isn't a branded one, so it's a limited edition. It is from Shopko, so it is vintage. So I'm thinking I'm probably gonna get like $18, $20 out of it. We have this really cool little ornament. I haven't figured out what brand it is yet. I don't have a brand listed on it, but it's pretty big and it's pretty heavy. These kind of glass things, if it's just a no-name brand, I can get like $15 to $18 out of it. If I can figure out the actual brand on it, if it's a big brand, then it could be anywhere close to $100. The chipmunks, we tested this. It does work. I do need to get it cleaned up a little bit. They're missing the hat, so it's not going to be worth as much as it should be. Like $90, I think, is what I saw them going for. But we only paid a couple dollars for it, so even if I got like half that much, it would be great. But I'm thinking I can still get like 50 bucks out of it because they have little Santa hats is what they're supposed to have on, so somebody could easily just put little hats on them. We got this little house. It was $2.50. It's a thermometer and it looks like a little German clock. I couldn't quite find it, but where it's new in the box and it's kind of a unique thing, probably going to be able to get $20 out of it is what I'm estimating on that. Boo! It's a jazz bear. Jason gonna resist. It does have the tags. I don't know, honestly. It's so all over the place with Stuffy's size and style and year and whether somebody's looking. So I'm thinking in the 20 range for this Stuffy. He's in great shape, has the tags, like no stains on him. And then we picked up a whole bunch of these vintage mold, ceramic mold Santas. They were $1 a piece. These usually sell for me for like 15 bucks a piece, depending on which mold and which style. They're not stamped, so they're a little harder find on them, but I should still be able to turn a good profit. They're just kind of a pain to ship. But for $2 a piece, 15 to 20, we're coming into the season where I've got to get all the Halloween up, and then next up is Christmas, so make sure you start listing all your Halloween by July. People start buying already. All right, guys, I know that was a big haul, but watch for part 2 because we've got even more coming.